After the break, Jack of all trades.
Kicking was one skill which I really had to work hard on, and it certainly didn't come naturally to me.
Keiren Jack's tale from rugby league royalty to the top of the AFL. And introducing the Western Sydney Wanderers.
Certainly proud of the region. I'm proud to be back amongst family and friends in the West.
The Battle of the Codes in Sydney has never been more intriguing than in 2012, with much publicity going behind ex-NRL star Israel Folau to fly the flag at GWS. It's interesting, the Swans would emerge as the success story for the season. And at the core of this success, a midfielder with the pedigree to represent the AFL's ambitions in a rugby league town. Keiren Jack is the son of rugby league great Keiren Jack. He grew up as part of rugby league royalty with rugby league ambitions and rugby league expertise. But the passion for AFL took over Keiren in his teens, and with years of hard work and determination, he's risen to the top of his field and become an AFL poster boy.
There's Jack. He started to weave himself into this game in this corner, and he just might stamp himself some more with that kick.
Keiren's one of the most determined players probably at our footy club.
Jack just powers on.
He's pretty intense about his footy. He really prides himself on preparing well and playing well and taking on the best players in the competition.
High ball. Jack's on the scene again. He's causing havoc everywhere.
What's unique about him, for starters, he comes from a rugby league background. You know, that's probably the thing that hits everyone straight away, and I think you can see that when he plays. You know, he's a very good tackler. He's tough. He's hard.
He was in all sorts of traffic. His speed off the mark got him into space then.
I think he's got the balance of an AFL player and the courage and the toughness and the hardness of a rugby league player.
Got a really good understanding of the game. He's able to walk into your office and know what he did well and what he needs to improve on, and he's able to nail it most times, and I think that's what's led to him being a pretty good player.
Should kick the first goal, and does kick the first goal.
Since I could walk, I had a rugby league ball in my hand. Dad was my hero growing up. You know, I wanted to be like him. I wanted to play football like him. I wanted to play fullback and play for the Tigers.
The fans calling for Balmain. Oh, Keiren Jack!
Dad played 244 games for Balmain Tigers. I think he played 17 State of Origin games for New South Wales. Won the Golden Boot, which was the best player in the world, I think, in 1987. 22 test matches for Australia. I know these stats off by heart because he tells me them quite regularly.
He started coming to Balmain training when he was probably 12 months old, until he was about 5 or 6. And he was always there for weekends in the dressing room after the game and just consoling me after a win or a loss. He turned up with his Balmain jersey. He wanted to play for Australia. He wanted to be Australian fullback. Yeah, just like his Balmain.
Well, in ways, yeah. I wanted to play sport. I mean, I wanted to play rugby league. I wanted to play for the Tigers. It's certainly had its ups and downs. You know, with Dad playing rugby league, there was a lot of pressure on me to play well and I suppose to be the gun in the side because Dad was such a good player as well, and that didn't really fit well with me. You know, I sort of struggled to cope with that a little bit, and was probably a factor in a reason why I chose to play AFL as well. Certainly haven't got all my talents from Dad. I think the key's been, Mum's been a real talent too. My mum was a sprinter and, you know, a state volleyball or a state basketballer. She performed really well in sport, and for me AFL encompassed a lot of sports into one. Had the running and the skills aspect, and still had the defensive tackling of rugby league, which I really enjoyed. And you know, I never really got compared to my dad at all playing AFL, so it was I suppose when I was growing up and going through that transition, I was forging my own path and my own career, and I really liked that challenge.
And Keiren Jack, talk about stand up. This small man with a big heart. Against Jones, just at the right moment. Timing is everything, and Jack had it nailed to perfection.
I remember being pretty excited when he arrived at the club, and when we saw him, we knew he was a bit raw, and we knew he had some skills to work at, but I don't think any of us thought Keiren was going to become the player that he eventually did.
Kicking was a foreign skill to me. You know, compared to other kids, kids who grow up in Victoria and South Australia, that they kick a ball from a real young age, and the difference with me is I was probably passing the ball rugby style and tackling. You know, that's what we do when we're at school. We play tackle bull rush, and that was sort of it.
Yeah, I think that Keiren's, certainly when he first started, he had the kick around corner and a few of the rugby league traits that were coming through, and it took a long time to work through, in particular his kicking, to make sure that was more AFL-like.
I've had to work extremely hard at it to get it to a level which is consistent, but it's sort of one of those skills you've got to keep working on, and I don't think I'll ever be happy with the kick that I'm doing, but as long as I keep working on it, I know I'll get there.
He only started playing Aussie rules at 15, seriously at 15, so within 5 years he'd made first grade, so that's a great achievement and very proud of him, and he's amazed myself and his mum just how well he has developed as a player.
I want to explode off. Let's get even numbers here. All right, so I'm a standing start, and as soon as I go, I'm going flat out. Jack, jump over that one.
I think certainly the Swans have set the way in that with the academy that's been set up.
Bang it in hard, Brad. Nice and hard. Come on.
I probably spent 2 years on the Swans list catching up. My game would have developed, without a doubt, a lot quicker than what it had with that academy in place at 16, 17, 18. I would have had 3 years of really good training.
Well, let's go on the ground now. Nice and hard, solid. Get your body behind it. Keiren is probably the poster boy for the academy, even though he didn't go through the academy. But I think what we say to our boys and what we say to potential recruits is look at where Keiren got without the academy, which is fantastic. But you can imagine how good a player he would have been initially had he come through the academy.
Kids now have the choice. I think especially when I was growing up, there was limited choices to play AFL, but kids now have a choice. They can choose rugby league, rugby union. If they want to choose AFL and go down the AFL path, well, it's now here, and I think it's great. It's only going to blossom in years to come. I probably never thought I'd get the opportunity to play for Australia or New South Wales or State of Origin or anything like that, which I grew up and really wanted to aspire to do. So when I got the phone call that they wanted to pick me and go over to Ireland, it was a big feeling for not only me, but I think my family too. I think the family really took a bit from it. Dad actually really enjoys AFL. He really loves it. I think when he was playing during the 80s, he never really took too much notice of it or the Swans or anything like that. But since I've started playing, he comes and watches every game. He has a real sense of appreciation for, how fit the players are, how skillful the players are, which I don't think he probably had before. He thinks he would have made a pretty good AFL player himself, but I keep telling him he can't kick.
He's applied himself, he's got better, and the higher level of competition, he's become a better player. But he's a really great kid. He's a really great kid. Looks after his mum and looks after his dad, and he's a really decent fella, which I'm more proud of.
He's a previous best and fairest winner, and he's back to that elite level, probably gone above that level now of when he won the best and fairest. So I think he's just healthy. He's clearly at the top of his game. He understands the game a lot better now, and he's just playing great football.
I think he's very, very good at his natural leadership qualities. He's able to identify what's going on, and importantly, he doesn't carry on with too many things that's not required. He just says it as he sees it. And when he says things, people really listen to him because he's very direct and he's very honest in his feedback, and is just no nonsense about him. And I think that's why the players really respect him, both as a footballer but also as a leader at our footy club.
What drives me? Yeah, being the best I can. I think being the best I can. I think I've certainly proven to myself that I can be a good player in this league, and I want to continue to do that. And now, bringing other players and playing in a successful team is something I really strive to do, and I'm looking forward to it.
Finally this episode, A-League's most recent ambassadors. Western Sydney is deemed to be the heart of football in the city.